Hey, what's up, my peoples? I'm back again with another Star Wars review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Rebels Y-Wing Scout Bomber. So here we are, and there it is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, you got Kanan in the cockpit, you got Chopper in the droid socket, you got the name of the vehicle right there, you got features and Disney and Hasbro and warning. Please don't eat anything in this box. That'll be very bad for you. That's where Kanan would have been if I left him in the box, which I probably should have. We'll get into that later, but I got this on clearance for $12.48. It was $24.99, which is a stupid price, but we'll get into that later. Kylo Ren, Star Wars. On this side, Star Wars. Kanan. On this side, Star Wars. Just a window to show Kanan's side. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots, your features, your bio in multiple languages if you want to read them. Hooray for languages. Star Wars Rebels. Your other characters that you can get in the 5 POA line, which I don't recommend collecting that line, but hey, if you're into those kind of figures, then have at it, I guess. And a bunch of warnings like, warning, don't bomb your siblings unless you hate them that much. So, that's basically it for the packaging. And in the box, you also get your instructions, which I did crumble up because I had to redo this review, and I don't really want to get into that. But you got your features, except for the droid socket, because no one cares for droids anymore, especially Hasbro, because they make them so freaking hard to find. It is ridiculous and sad. So I hate Hasbro for making droids so hard to find. There you have that, though. And here you have the Y-Wing, or moving right along. Sorry, my brain's not working today, but here is the Y-Wing Scout Bomber, and this is a really, really cool vehicle. I do like it. Let's get in close here so we can take a look at the sculpted details, and I have to lay down on my stomach because my foot's starting to hurt, but you got some molded detail right in there, and you may be wondering, hey, why is R2 and Anakin in it? Because I'm going to be using this for a yellow and white Clone Wars Y-Wing bomber, or Y-Wing Scout bomber, and we'll get into the reason why in a moment, but as you can see, some very nice detail. You do have buttons here for the dropping bombs. You know, this back panel right here with some nice vents and other sculpted detail. I do like that. Got the turrets right there, which is on a little track, so it can slide from left to right and right to left. And as you can see, some very nice sculpted detail on the turret. Just take a quick look at the other side real quick. A little bit of sloppiness right there in terms of the paint, but it's okay. But yeah, very nice sculpted details. I do like it. I may customize this to bring out some of those details, like give it like a gray wash or something. But anyway, very cool vehicle. And as far as features go, you can open the cockpit, which I do have Anakin in there because this thing's just not worthy. I mean, we'll take a quick look at Kanan, actually. Not much going on. He's just a regular 5 POA Kanan with a headset sculpted onto his head. And you have a swivel neck, swivel shoulders, and swivel hips, and yeah, that thing sucks. And his lightsaber even came bent in the box, so yeah. But yeah, as you can see, some nicely sculpted details in there. You got the console right there, some buttons on the side, and you have some weapon storage. So if you want to put like a clone's DC-15S carbine in here, you can do it. Although Anakin doesn't need this because he has his lightsaber. So yeah, and if you have the cockpit open, you can rotate these turrets a full 360 degrees, which is really, really cool. And as far as the droid socket goes, R2 is kind of sunken in there, which, I do wish the astromechs in this thing would, kind of, be a little more elevated, and you could kind of sort of do it, but you have to deal with those, slots, or this kind of, raised area for the track, so, and as you can see, R2 just wobbles in there, so, yeah, he's not very secure in there, but, oh well. But, if you don't want R2, then you can put, you can actually put different droids in here, as far as astromechs go, anyway, but here you have Chopper. You can just put him in here, like so. And he sinks down even further. Hold on, I gotta... He sinks down even further, which is a little unfortunate, but... Hold on, let me, I gotta dump R2's parts out. You can store the, the parts of the droid in the droid socket with him, which is pretty cool, but... Anyway, yeah, I mean, as far as Chopper goes, he can go in there, but he cannot see. Because, he should pop up to here, but for some reason, Hasbro didn't allow that to happen. And you can put this floorboard in there, which is supposed to help elevate these droids, but these little these little not really tabs, but these little parts that's supposed to stand the droids, it's a little, this basically sits a little too high, so you can't really do it. But you know, what I may do is, if I want to put Chopper in here for whatever reason, what I'll do is I'll file the plastic down with a Dremel or something. But there you have that, and there you have Chopper. And if you have Clone Pilot Oddball piloting the Scout Bomber, you could put... Oh, I knocked 3PO over. Sorry, 3PO. But, you can put R2KT in here. Or I can anyway, because I painted her up. And have that going on. Again, she is a little sunken in there, but at least you can see. And you can do the same thing with R5013. And he actually works a lot better because with him having an R5 head, he can actually peek up, or peek out of the hatch a lot better, so, you know, that's a good thing, in my opinion. So, there you have that. But, since I have Anakin in there, I gotta put R2 in there, because R2's his buddy. R2's just Anakin's little buddy. But, you know what? I'll go ahead and show this off, because this is actually an easier way to store R2's rocket boosters and third leg. This back panel can come off, and it used to be just hollow right here. Now, I don't know if Hasbro included this with the Clone Wars version of this Scout Bomber, the Y-Wing Scout Bomber, but if they did, then a lot of people must have forgotten about it or not paid attention, because this is supposed to go right here. But if they didn't, then shame on them, but at least they have it with the vehicle now. But yeah, you know, you can put let me just put R2 in here. Right there. And I do have his computer interface arm out, just to act like he's plugged into the terminal in the socket, but you can put his stuff in there with him, which is pretty cool. So, and if you have the if you have the Disney Droid Factory chopper right here, then you can put like his arms and his third wheel and his rocket in there as well. So, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I mean, I'm sure you can. If you can put R2's stuff in there, then I'm sure you can put Chopper's in there as well. But yeah. I guess we'll get down to the comparison. So, for comparison, here it is with Anakin's Delta 7B, his Clone Wars Jedi Starfighter, so there you have that. And for another comparison, here it is with the Clone Wars. Oh, I'm pushing the button. Hold on. Here it is with the Clone Wars Y-Wing Bomber, and as you can see, this thing is tiny compared to how massive the original Y-Wing Bomber is, and yeah, I mean, now granted, this is like a stubbier version of this, but still, you know, it's just insane. One thing I do like is how the droid socket and the turret are kind of combined, whereas on the original Y-Wing you have the astromech droid socket, and then you have the turret, the bubble turret. So but yeah, I like him. And now tell me which one you like the most, the regular Y-Wing or the Y-Wing Scout Bomber. So, but there you have that. And final thoughts wise, this is a really cool vehicle. I do like it. It is unfortunate that these Class 1 vehicles are so expensive, especially when a lot of them are you know, they're just, some of them are repaints, some of them are just not worth the price, and so on and so forth. Now, if you can get this for a reasonable price, and even though you still have the Clone Wars version of this vehicle, I still say get it. But if you have the original, then and you can't find this for a clearance price or a decent price or whatever, then I think you're better off with the Wolfpack version of the Y-Wing Scout Bomber. But overall, this thing is awesome, and I wasn't able to get the Clone Wars version, so I can't really compare it. But basically, the Clone Wars version is decorated for the Wolfpack, which is the forces of Plo Koon and this guy, Commander Wolf. So, but yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate that I don't have it, but I mean, this is still a really good vehicle to have in Rebels colors. And what I may do is, I don't know if I will for sure, but what I may do is I may take those those Rebel logos, and just to make this a bit more Clone Wars looking, I'll put the I'll try to find the red and white Republic logo, and I'll print them off as stickers and put them on here on each side of the cockpit, just to give it more of a Republic feel. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Y-Wing Scout Bomber. Again, if you have the Clone Wars one, then don't get this one unless it's on clearance. But if you don't have the Clone Wars one and you want a Y-Wing Scout Bomber for your Clone Wars figures, then definitely get it. Definitely get it. Although I don't know what you'll be able to do with the Kanan figure, because it's garbage. It's really crappy. So I mean, not even this. It's just not good. It's not good. Sorry. It's just I hate how expensive this used to be, but hey, at least I got it for clearance. Got it for clearance. Whatever. So there is the Star Wars Rebels Y-Wing Scout Bomber, and it's a really cool vehicle. I do like it. I just wish it was a little cheaper. Although, even though I did get it for a cheaper price at Target, it wasn't at my local Target. It was at my Nana's local Target. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And I think we'll go back to the 6-inch scale of things, because I got a couple of really cool characters. The Target exclusive Imperial ACT driver, or the Imperial ACT driver, and Director Krennic. So I will be reviewing those, and yeah. So there you go. Excuse me, my throat's getting a little dry. So oh, and I don't know. Oh yeah, I do have them. Just real quick for a little spliced-in comparison. Here it is with, for all you Cars fans, the Jada 124 scale Jackson Storm. As you can see, they're about the same length. Maybe Jackson's slightly shorter, but as far as the width goes, Scout Bomber's a little wider. So, but yeah, I will probably review this. Actually, I do want to review this, but I don't know how soon it'll be. But unfortunately, I did not find Lightning McQueen, so that's a bit of a bummer. But maybe I'll stop by Toys R Us or something and try to track one down. But anyway, so there you go. I'm done now. I'm finally done with this. I say that because, I ramble a lot, so. But, there you go. There's the Star Wars Rebels Y-Wing Scout Bomber. And I'll see you in the next video, which I think will be the Imperial ACT driver. So, stay tuned for that. See ya.